Lori Vallow had a daughter, Tylee Ryan, from a previous relationship when she married Charles Vallow, her fourth husband, in 2006. In 2012, the two adopted then 2-year-old Joshua, whose biological father was Charles's nephew. Joshua, known as JJ, has autism. The Vallows separated in 2019, with Charles filing for divorce. On July 11, 2019, Charles came to pick up JJ from Lori's home to take him to school. An altercation took place, where Charles lost his life after he was fatally shot by Lori's brother, Alex Cox. Lori, her daughter Tylee, and Alex was then brought in for questioning.
Yeah. And then I'll type your so just make it easier so you don't have to.
Sweet.
Yeah, you got it.
Thank you.
But I'll be at my desk, so if you want to.
Yeah, Margaret's using the other one,
Okay.
so you'll be, Brendan's gonna monitor for him.
Okay, so just run out this way
Okay.
if there's anything, but if, you know.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I know, you know what, it was such a struggle because she'd be in the hospital, you go back to school, I try to talk to the teachers, but in high school, they don't care. They're like, you're not here, do the work, or don't. Like, they don't care. They're
Well,
so
and I think
horrible.
with high school, it's like, they're just pumping.
But
kids
when she
through.
was in elementary and junior high, all the teachers worked with her. They were nice about it. But by high school, there's so many kids that just don't care. And I was like, just take it. You're so smart. Let's just take it and see if you pass it. She passed it. Like,
And got a really good score?
yeah, she passed it with like college ready in every category the first time.
Well, and now she can do what she wants, so.
Exactly.
She's better off that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know Lori's your first name, right?
Yeah.
L-A-U-R?
L-O-R-I.
Okay. And then what's your last name?
Vallow. V-A-L-L-O-W.
And your date of birth? And your phone number? And you live at the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, I know this sounds silly, but it's probably the easiest way to start, is just to tell me what happened. And then, so you can start what makes the most sense to you, and we'll just work our way through, and I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions just to kind of clarify.
Sure.
So I know you talked to the initial patrol officer.
And he just got information. He didn't say
Okay.
anything.
So yeah, if you can just kind of tell me kind of what happened. It sounds like some of this may have started last night or something along those lines.
Right.
So start where you think it makes the most sense.
Okay, so,
I told you, it's a crazy question.
Well, so we moved into this house 3 weeks ago because he offered to get me a house here where all my family is. So we
Okay.
were in Houston. And so he's like, we had decided to separate or whatever. So he's like, well, I'll pay for a house for you and for JJ and whatever, because he's all about JJ. He's never about Tylee, but he's all about JJ. Because we adopted him together. He's his great nephew. We adopted him as a baby. And so we adopted him as a baby, and so we've been raising him together. And he travels all the time for business, so he's used to just going back and forth. So he's always gone like Monday through Friday. So he came when we first moved in and brought me stuff from Houston, like a U-Haul. And then he hasn't been back. But it's all these threats on my phone all the time, you know, like whatever, all these things. And then he told me...
What kind of threats?
Just... You'd have to read them to see, but he's always mad at me, right?
Okay.
And he doesn't want a divorce, but I don't like him and don't want to deal with him, so that's just how it is. Like, so we married for 14 years, we've dealt with it for 14 years, of him being horrible to her. Like, he gets in huge fights with her, a lot of things. But anyway, so he said, I'm coming Wednesday night, all of a sudden. I want to see JJ. And I told him, I said, I will never keep JJ from you. You can come see whenever you want to, come take him to school, whatever. Like, I'm not going to do that.
So when you initially moved, he had said he was going to buy you a house, so you moved here with your...
Yeah, he was going to rent us a house.
And so you moved...
All my family lives here. So we lived here for a long time.
Okay.
And then he moved us to Houston.
Okay.
And we were there with my son. He was out of school. He didn't have any of his, like, services, his DDD, his anything. He, like, ripped him out of school and said, we're moving.
Okay.
And I didn't go with him at first. And he took him. And I let him take him, and I didn't file anything or whatever. And then he filed something against me and said, I'm only going to get supervised visits because I'm crazy and blah, 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 you know, the story. And so I just didn't talk to him for like 30 days and let him take care of him and let him see what I've been doing for the past 7 years, because men need to do that. You know, I have 5 kids, I have grown kids, I have grandkids. Like, okay, you're going to threaten me that you're not going to let me see my child without supervised visitation? Okay, do it for 30 days and see how long it lasts. You're begging me to come pick him up.
Yeah.
Which he did. Just like, come back and whatever. So I moved in with them to Houston for the family, you know, and Tylee went with me. We drove to Houston from here and left all our family and all his support, all my son's support, like his cousins, everything. And we were there, and I enrolled him in school there. I tried to start all his services, and it takes forever. Yeah. You know, it takes so long to get that done.
There's no easy transferring.
There's no easy transferring.
You start from the beginning.
It's a totally new thing. Yeah. And he didn't do any of it in those 30 days. So he just had gone without services, without even applying. And I'm like, do you even realize? Because he didn't ever do it in the first place. I did it. Long story. I'll keep it short. He hasn't been here in a couple weeks since we moved in. He came. He was very nasty when he was there, but he travels for business. So he went back to the Houston house, and he's like, I'm coming on Wednesday night, and I'm going to come pick up JJ and take him to school Thursday, pick him up Thursday, take him Friday, whatever. And I said, Casey wanted to come to the house, and I said, you can't come stay at this house because you can't get along with Tylee. She's a minor, she has to live here. Yeah. So, because he gets in huge fights up there. Okay. And she hates him. And so I'm like, you can't stay at the house, so I will book you a hotel, because he stays in hotels all the time because he travels for business, and the business pays for it, right? So I said, I will book you a hotel nearby.
What does he do?
He works with teachers and their retirement plans, but he goes to them at their school. He mostly works in California, no matter where we live. And we lived in Hawaii, he'd work in California, he'd work in Texas, he has like books of business in different areas. And so he just goes wherever. It kind of just gives him freedom that he doesn't have to stay home every day and take care of special needs child. It's like an excuse, right? So I've done that myself for the past 7 years anyway. And I was a single mom before I married him with my 2 kids. And he had 2 kids. We got married, tried to make a family. You know how it goes. Anyway. So he said he was coming last night. I said, well, you can't stay at this house because you can't get along with Tylee, and I'll get you a hotel and you can come play with JJ. But he goes to school all day. I got him back into his school. His services, I met with the DDD yesterday, and they finally are getting his services back, but we're paying $125 a day to have him back at school because he's so out of his routine. He's been a nightmare on the floor, kicking stuff, hitting stuff, walls, like, he just ripped him out of his life. So, anyway, just how he is, because he only thinks about himself. So. He says, coming to get JJ, and JJ's like, I don't want Dad, because he knows Dad took him away, so he was freaking out, right? So I didn't tell him he was even coming, like, Dad's going to come take you to school or anything. So he didn't bother me last night, which I was surprised. I was expecting kind of an ambush for him to kind of, like, come over or be just mean and say, that's my house, I'm on the lease, I'm going to stay here, kind of thing, because that's kind of his macho attitude. And so he came this morning. I was getting JJ ready.
So he got in last night, but he wasn't at the house last night.
Yeah, I didn't hear from him, except for he texted me and said, I'll be there at 7:30 to pick up JJ. Okay. And I was like, okay. That was good, because I didn't hear from him. And then he came over in the morning, and he's like banging on the door. I'm like, oh great, here we go, you know. And I was just going to be nice. I was just going to be nice as possible. And I had JJ stuff all ready for school. And so.
Do you remember about what time he got there?
He said he'd be there at 7:30, but it was more like 7:40-ish or 7:35. I don't know. Okay. But I remember thinking, looking at the clock, and he wasn't there at 7:30. And he's usually Mr. On time. Yes. So I was like, okay. And then JJ was like, oh, Dad. And then he was like, Mommy, and like ran to me and was like holding me. He's like, you're not taking me to school. And I was like, it's okay, Dad, can just drive you to school. It's not a big deal. You know, just trying to make it whatever. Calm. Yeah, calm. And then he was just being real smirky and real like jerky, you know, to me. And I was like ignoring him, whatever. And so he was like, I'm
And your brother lives there with you?
No.
Okay.
He had stayed with me last night because I was worried he was going to come over and cause trouble with me.
Okay.
And just wanted someone else there, like my brother there, because I trust my brother. And it's been a long story. Like, I had to go live at my brother's when he took JJ, and, you know, he's just been difficult. So, anyway. So I got JJ's stuff ready. And he was like, well, and he's like this about timing. He's like, I'm leaving in 20 minutes because it's like 15 minutes to the school, and like you can't get there early. They don't open the gates until 8:20 or something like that. And I said, well, why don't you just go now? I don't want him in the house. I'm like, why don't you just go now and take him to Burger King because that's what he likes for breakfast. And he's very particular about food. Like, he wanted chicken fries for breakfast and the Sprite. Like, and I just give him what he wants because if you don't give him what he wants, then it's like on the floor screaming, dragging him into school. Like, and he's big and he's heavy and it's hard for me to handle. But anyway, so I said just go, and so he said okay. So I gave him a backpack. He got in the car. This is his MO, right? He always leaves something in the house and comes back. He never leaves the first time. I always expect my husband to come back into the house, right? So I guess he had left his phone on the counter.
So he initially left with the backpack and with JJ? And
so he put them in the car,
in
the driveway, and then he came back in, right? So I kissed JJ goodbye. He came back in, and his phone was on the counter, and I had his phone. And he was like, giving me my phone, and I was like, why don't you show me your text that you've been texting, blah, 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 you know, whatever. Because he's like acting really weird, like he's plotting something against me. Like, I'm like, why are you even here? Like, what did you come here for? You know, he's been talking to my other brother, and my brother came into town at the same time last night, and I haven't talked to my brother in a while, my other brother, and I was like, and so he was texting him on the phone when he first got to my house, and I'm like, why are you texting Adam? Like, do you even talk to him? Like, my other brother. And, you know, he's been telling me all these texts, like, you're going down, blah, 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 blah. He's blaming me for our marriage breaking up and my niece getting divorced and my friend getting divorced. He said, I'm a destroyer of families because I want everybody to get divorced. I'm like, what would my motivation be for people getting divorced? So I could babysit the kids more? Like, why would I have any control over what people do?
Yeah.
So it's just very odd. But anyway, he goes nuts. He's gone nuts on us a lot of times. Tylee and I have had to leave with JJ over the years probably 5 times and just stay in a hotel for 2 days because he goes nuts. Like, you don't know what's going to set him off. Like, whatever. And she's mad at me for always, like, going back. But we had JJ and he's special needs and it's really hard. Like, it's even hard to take care of it by yourself.
So when you say he goes nuts, that can mean a lot of different things.
Right.
So goes nuts like yelling and screaming.
Yeah,
goes
yelling
nuts
and screaming.
Like breaking
like,
things.
Yes.
Goes nuts like physical violence.
He's never really, besides like grabbing us and pushing us, but not like punching us or something. But with Tylee, he has gotten physical before. And with my grown son.
Like physical how?
Like got into a physical fist fight with my son when he was 16.
Okay.
And he came after Tylee 2 times in Hawaii.
Okay.
And like went like he was going to hit her, but then I got in between them. Right.
How old was she when that happened?
Probably 13 and 14.
Okay. So this morning he comes back in and...
He comes back in, I wouldn't give him his phone. He was screaming at me to give him his phone. He was very worried about whatever was on his text that he did not want me to see. And so I was just holding it there and he was screaming at me. And I was kind of walking around the house with it so he couldn't get it. He's like reaching for it and stuff like that. And so Tylee came out of her room upset and she had a bat. And she told him to leave her mother alone, like, right? So she was really, whatever, and he's screaming at her, don't you hit me with that bat, blah, 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 blah. And then my brother heard all the commotion because he was in there in bed, and so he came out into the main room, and I guess whatever.
What's your brother's name?
Alex.
Alex, okay.
And then he just started, he was screaming, and he was super upset, and whatever, and he's yelling at Tylee, don't you hit me with that bat, and blah, blah, blah. And so Tylee, I guess, I don't know if she swung at him or what, but he, like, grabbed the bat from Tylee and then went to, like, hit Tylee with the bat. It was and I was right there, and they were right there, and my brother grabbed him from behind, like just to stop him from hitting Tylee.
You go like this, like he grabbed him, like
Yeah, from behind, like just kind of to pull him back, and then they got into the thing, and he's hitting him with the bat, and they're on the ground, like grappling around or whatever, and then I mean, it was all quickly.
And he hit your brother with the bat while they were grappling and stuff?
Yeah, yes, he was hitting him with the bat, like swinging the bat, you know, back and forth, and they were kind of like on the ground, and I was like freaking out trying to go around, knowing JJ was in the car, right? And so then he got up and he had the bat like this towards me, and I was going around the other side to try to just get out of his range where he couldn't hit me. And then I had told Tylee, because she was on the ground, because after he took the bat from her, she fell back. And so I told her, I was like, go get in the car with JJ. Like, I don't want JJ coming in to the house, or, and I wanted her out of the way. I wanted the kids out of the way of whatever this fight was going to be. And then,
do you remember what your husband or your brother were saying or yelling during all of this? If they were at all?
Just kind of, get off me, out, or whatever, you know, whatever. They were like don't talk to my niece about whatever. Like, it was, I don't remember specifics, but they were kind of both, they were kind of in the heat of it. I don't think there was many words that I remember.
So Tylee goes outside.
Yeah, she was outside. And
then what happened?
Then they got up from that, and my brother had like stepped back, I guess, and then Charles was coming with me at the back, yelling at me to give him his phone still, because I had it in my hand. It was all really quickly. And then when I went around kind of in the circle, then my brother was there.
When you said when you were going around and he was coming at you with the bat, how was he holding the bat?
Just like that, like backwards. Almost in one arm.
Like he was swinging it backwards? He would have done like
he would have swung it backwards at me, not frontwards.
Okay, yeah.
He was a professional baseball player.
Okay.
So it wasn't a good idea for Tylee to get out of that.
Probably not the.
I mean, he played semi-pro when he was young. But yeah, and then I was kind of turned around. And we were all right there in that room, except for the kids had been outside by that time, and I heard the gunshot. And
so you heard the shot? Did you actually see the shot, or did you just hear it?
I had gone around to the kitchen to get away from him, and so back around. So I don't know if he went in the house.
I didn't, so I'm a little bit of a disadvantage.
Yeah, so I didn't see the shot. I heard it, and then I came back around and I saw that he was on the ground.
Okay.
And was freaking out.
Yeah.
And so I was just freaking out, and it just went into mama. I'm like, I've got to go to get JJ to school. I've got to get to the kids. I just felt like I got to get to the kids. And so I just went outside and to see if they were in there. Okay, I didn't want them coming back in the house when all that was going on, and got JJ in the car, and he was trying to come in, and Tylee was like looking at me with like the crazy eyes, like what just happened, and I told her to get in the car and we're going to take JJ to school, and I just left.
When you came back in and you saw him on the ground, where was your brother? Did you see him where he was at?
Yeah, he was right in front of him.
Okay.
Like, it all happened very quickly. I feel like I was there because I was right there, and like a second later. Like, I just went around the kitchen to get away from him.
Did your brother say anything to you at all? Do you remember?
No, we were both just in shock.
Okay.
Like, it was just I didn't say anything. I went out with the kids just to check on them first, and I was going to come back in maybe, but I didn't. I was like, I just have to get him to school and call the police and come back, whatever.
Did anybody say did you or your brother say anything at some point about calling the police or calling 911? Do you remember?
Yeah, he called me.
Okay.
And he said, are you taking JJ to school? And I said, yeah, we need to call the police. And he said, okay.
Okay. So he called you when you didn't come back inside, basically?
Right.
Okay.
Because I was like in the car for a minute, and then I was like, what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want JJ to go inside, and I
Okay.
didn't know what to do, and Tylee was freaking out. I was trying to get them away from the scene.
Understandable.
Mm-hmm.
And you may not know this,
Mm-hmm.
so, because I know you heard the shot, do you know at what point your brother had the gun? Do you know if he had it when they got in their first fight, or did he have to go get it, or do you know that at all?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
And do you remember if you ever heard your brother?
I didn't see him ever leave the room.
Okay.
So, it was so fast. All that was so fast. Like him on the ground, rolling around, and I'm screaming. And
this probably happened in a couple seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it was like super fast.
And I don't know if you know this or not, does your brother normally carry a gun? Like, I carry a gun everywhere I go.
Right. Like, I know he's a gun person. Like, he has guns and things.
Okay.
He's good with guns.
Did you know that he had one with him?
No.
When he came over?
No, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did, because he's very, very professional with guns.
Proficient, professional. Responsible is usually a good
right, but responsible with guns.
And then, do you remember if at any time, so you were trying to get away from him, and you heard the shot. Prior to the shot, do you remember at any point hearing your husband or your brother saying anything to either of them?
No.
So my second very ridiculous question is there anything else that I didn't ask about or anything that we didn't cover that you think is important? I always ask that just because I wasn't there, and so we're going through something that happened a super small amount of time.
Yes. Can I step?
Yeah, go for it.
Just thinking. Just that, he was just so angry, like super scary.
Did you
know how you take your phone away from like a 16-year-old and they freak out? Like their world disintegrates. Like I've taken my phone away from a 16-year-old boy before, and he's like wanted to kill himself because like they kidnapped him. That's how it was. It was like, is something on his phone that he does not want me to see, that he was like freaking out, like to the point where I thought he would hit me in the back of the head to get the phone.
Okay. So you thought, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you thought it was possible that he was going to hurt you.
Absolutely, he was going to hurt me and Tylee.
Okay.
Not JJ. He would never hurt JJ.
Okay.
And he hurt my brother. Like he was going like ballistic about. It was bad.
Okay. I'm gonna go talk to her real quick.
Okay.
And then if obviously we'll be here for a little bit. Hopefully not too much longer. But if you think of anything, or there's anything that kind of pops in your head, or something else that we didn't cover, obviously. So I'm going to go talk to her for just a little bit, and then I'll kind of come back and check with you, and then we'll kind of go from there. So I know my partner's talking to your brother over in one of the other interview rooms. So we're going to just try to get as much done as we can and go from there.
Okay.
Okay? And then... is there anybody that you need to call or anything, or you want to wait a little bit?
I don't know what I would say.
No. And wait a little bit, we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know what I would say.
And if you want to, you can think about it. So we do have victim services that work within the police department. They're right over here. They're not cops, they're civilians. and they do, Jessica, who's out there with the fire department, so they're kind of our crisis response. They come right away. So our victim services that work in the department are kind of more long-term type support systems. So they're just a really good resource because they do a lot of stuff with our families and things like that, and can help with support services and questions you might have.
She's been through so much.
So it might be a good idea.
I just can't stand for her to have to go through all this.
Yeah, it might be a good idea maybe before I take you guys back today that I get one of them to come in and maybe sit and talk with you guys and see. And it's not something there's a bunch of stuff they can offer, but it's good to have a contact and like a name and a face and a phone number.
That'd be good.
That way maybe a couple days from now, a week from now, or if there's something going on or you think you need help with something, it may not be something that's necessarily up like me and my partner's alley, but it very much may be up theirs. So I'd like for you to meet one of them before we leave. That way, hopefully if there's something that they can help you and your daughter with, they can, or even JJ or whatever else.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I hadn't even thought about him.
Yeah. So.
I mean, he's used to him not being there, but he wouldn't understand even if you told him.
Right.
Like, that somebody passed away, he doesn't understand what
that means. Well, I mean, it's hard at 7 to understand that
anyway. That's true, but with him he just doesn't, which is probably better because he doesn't comprehend things, but I don't know, it's a lot to think about.
Yeah. So let me go find one of them, and then we'll make sure that you guys get to meet with them before you leave, because that might be something very helpful for you guys. And I'm going to go speak with your daughter for just a little bit, and we'll kind of go from there.
Okay.
Okay? And if you need anything, let me know, okay? Okay.
Here follows the interview with Tylee Ryan.
Hi. So you have to spell your name because we're all taking guesses on how to spell it. We're not sure.
Tylee.
Okay, I was right. And what's your last name?
Ryan, Ryan.
And your birthday. And then, do you have a phone?
Yeah.
What's your phone number? Okay. So I know this is going to kind of sound like kind of a silly question because it's super broad, but can you basically tell me what happened today? And you can start at whatever place makes sense for you to kind of start and explain. I'll probably kind of ask you questions as we go a little bit.
Okay. So I woke up probably around like 7:50, I want to say, because I heard yelling from like right outside my door. And I don't even know where, but I immediately like jumped up, and I have a baseball bat because when I was living at my uncle's by myself, I just wanted something to like feel safer, and I'm not old enough to get like pepper spray or anything, so I was like, okay, I'll get a baseball bat. So I have that.
So your bedroom, you said that right outside your bedroom door, and I didn't go in the house, so I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage. So what is your bedroom door open to?
My bedroom door open, so the room that my uncle was staying in, the room that's kind of like the guest room, if my room's right here, that's right there.
Okay.
And then my little brother's room, and then kitchen's kind of back here, so it's like a little hallway, and then right here is kind of where everything happened.
Okay.
Like the big, you walk in and...
Like big great room, kind of living room?
Yeah, right now it just has mirrors up because my mom wanted a dance room, so yeah.
Okay.
Kind of unconventional, but...
Okay, whatever makes you happy. It's your guys' house, so...
Right, so yeah, I immediately just jumped up and I grabbed my baseball bat and I opened the door, and it was my stepdad, outside the doorway, and then my uncle kind of in the doorway, and then I could hear my mom behind him, and he was just screaming at both of them, like, I don't even know what he was saying, because honestly I was just too, like wired, I guess. So I told him to take a few steps back. I was like, you're too close, you need to step back, and he was like, don't tell me what to do, and I just kind of just stood there, and then my uncle kind of moved out of the way, and then my mom kind of went past him and into like the big room.
Okay.
Where everything happened, and so I walked with them, and then
So they were more in the hallway.
Yeah, they were at like the end of the hallway,
Okay.
basically, and so my mom walked all the way around, and he kind of followed them, and I just kind of stood. My uncle was like right here, and then my stepdad right here, and then me and my mom were kind of right here. And I didn't do anything with the baseball bat, I kind of just held it there, and he was getting really close to my mom, so I kind of stuck it out like between them. And they were both just yelling, and he was like, if you hit me with that baseball bat, you're going to go to jail. And I just kind of stood there with the baseball bat, and I didn't really say anything.
When you said they were yelling, who was yelling?
It was mostly my stepdad.
Okay.
Well, he was really the only one, like, yelling. Mm-hmm. My mom was kind of, like, responding, mm-hmm. but I honestly couldn't tell you what they were saying. It was kind of just, like, all jumbled up in my head. And so I just kind of stuck the baseball bat out there, and then he just grabbed it and tried to take it. So I held on to the end, and then eventually I fell, and he kind of took it into his hands like he was going to do something with it, and that's when...
So when you fell, he ended up with the bat?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I fell to the ground, and then my uncle kind of, like, I saw him take a step back, so my uncle, I think, grabbed him and kind of took him back so he couldn't, like, do anything.
You saw your stepdad, like, take a step back?
Take a step back, because he was really close to begin with, and then and so my mom said to go with JJ, and so I ran out the door, and then I kind of just stood there with my little brother. He was in the front seat of the car, and so I just kind of opened the door and just stood there, and, like, he was trying to get out, and I was like, no, we have to stay in, and I was like, oh, like, I told him, like, do you want to go in the Jeep? And then he was like, no, and then I realized that my car was blocked in, so I couldn't anyways. I was like, okay, like, just stay here, and then eventually my mom came out, mm-hmm. and then we left from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened inside of the house? Has your mom kind of explained it all to you?
I just kind of asked her, like, because I heard a noise, mm-hmm. which I know what it was now, but it sounded like, because I knew that the baseball bat was in there, it sounded like someone, like, took it and hit it really hard against the floor.
Okay.
And so I was kind of like, Al's okay, right? Because that's my uncle. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to make sure that, like, my stepdad didn't do anything to my uncle and stuff. And so she was like, no, like, Al's fine. Like, we're just going to take JJ to school. And I was like, okay. So I just got in the car, and then we went to Burger King because my little brother wanted breakfast, mm-hmm. which was chicken fries mm-hmm. for some reason.
Okay. I do dinner for breakfast all the time.
Breakfast for dinner and dinner for breakfast.
Mm-hmm. So, to kind of back up a little bit, so you had talked about your stepdad, when you put the bat out, your stepdad mm-hmm. was coming towards your mom. Mm-hmm. Can you describe to me a little bit better kind of what was going on there? Like, is there a reason you put the bat up?
Yeah, he was walking mm-hmm. towards my mom, and I just didn't want him to do anything, so I kind of just stuck out the bat. Like, my mom was right beside me, and he was right there, so it wasn't, like, between them.
Okay.
It was kind of just, like, I just stuck it out to be, like, keep your distance, kind
okay.
of.
When you say you didn't want him to do anything, what did you think he was going to do?
Hit her.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, for the most part, been pretty, like, mundane, but there have been a few, like, violent times with him when I was really scared that he was going to hit me or hit my mom, like,
okay.
just because everything was kind of crazy. Me and him have always kind of not gotten along, mm-hmm. like, just since I was little, and so there have been a few times that we've gotten in fights and stuff like that, and so, so I'm just kind of always scared of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so that happened, and he grabbed the bat from you. Mm-hmm. So kind of tell me that again real quick.
So I kind of stuck it out, and this is when he was like, if you hit me with that baseball bat, you're going to jail, and I didn't say anything because I'm like, okay. And so I'm holding it by like the end of the bat, like
Yeah.
the place where you hold it, and so he kind of took it, and I kind of like lunged forward and kind of lost like my footing, and so my mom was like, just let go, and so yeah, I kind of like slipped and I fell, kind of on like my side.
Okay.
Yeah, and then from that, my mom said to go to the car, so I just got up and ran out the door.
Okay. Did you see when you fell towards your side? Did you see what he did with the bat?
No, I wasn't really looking
Okay.
in that direction because from where I fell, the door was kind of more in my line of vision because I fell looking this way and the door was like right there, so I didn't look back.
So he was at a different line of sight than what you were looking at.
Yeah.
Okay. And then at some point you saw him kind of take a step back, and from what you're saying, and tell me if I'm wrong or not, you didn't necessarily see your uncle pulling back, but
Yeah.
it seems like that maybe.
It seems like he wouldn't have taken a step back
Okay.
on his own, so it's more of an assumption than anything.
Okay.
I didn't see him physically take him back.
And does that make sense based on where your uncle was at that time?
Yeah, he was behind him because he wasn't on this side with me and my mom, so he was
Okay.
behind him
Okay.
because that's kind of just the order where everyone walked out.
And when that happened and then your mom told you to go, did you see what happened with your stepdad and uncle?
No.
Okay. And then once you went outside with your brother, you never came back inside?
Oh, I went to go get my mom's purse
Okay.
from inside so that we could have like her wallet and everything, but this was all happening, like I said, like in the
Okay.
bigger room right here. And so I went through the garage door, and so the garage door is right here, and then there's like a little hallway, and then this is kind of where everything is, and then this is my mom's room.
Okay.
So when I went in, I kind of like just tuned everything out, ran to my mom's closet, ran back, so I didn't see anything, I didn't hear anything.
When did you go back in and get her purse?
After my mom came out.
Okay. So after you heard that loud noise?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you heard the loud noise, was your mom outside or inside?
I'm trying to think. I think she was inside when it happened, and the door opened like immediately after.
So very quickly after the door opened?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a long period of time, because I remember not like thinking about it for that long, and if my mom hadn't come out immediately, I would have, been thinking about it for a lot longer than
Okay.
I had.
So obviously I don't know like your mom and stepdad and uncle like you do. I don't. So can you tell me kind of where the three of them were at kind of emotionally and how they were behaving when all this was happening?
When all this was happening, or like before?
When all this was happening. So like when you came out of your room and he took the bat from you and...
Yeah, so my stepdad was like, he was like, I don't even know how to explain it. He honestly just looked like kind of a crazy person.
Okay.
Like screaming, and like his face was beet red. He just looked like really mad. I remember when he took the bat from me, I saw his face for like a split second, and I honestly like, it didn't even look like him. He just looked like pure like rage, like he was just seeing red. So I haven't really seen him like all the way like that before. That's like the craziest I've ever seen him. And then my uncle was kind of calm, like not super calm, obviously it was like a stressful situation, but he's like, I don't know, he was kind of just standing there in the doorway, kind of just being protective of my mom, but he wasn't yelling or really saying anything.
Okay.
And my mom was just he was yelling, and my mom was kind of just like talking.
Okay.
So yeah.
But you don't remember, if you do, like what your mom was saying at all, or what he was mad about?
No, not really. I'm sorry.
Okay. It's okay.
Honestly, like
we're talking about something that probably happened over 2 seconds of time. So.
Yeah, honestly, it feels like 2 seconds and 40 minutes at the same time.
Yeah.
So Yeah, I don't remember what they were really saying. I just kind of heard yelling over everything. I don't know. I kind of just do that whenever things are like really loud. I kind of just like tune what people are saying out because I don't know, just yelling isn't fun, obviously, for a kid to hear. And with my biological dad, I always heard him like screaming and stuff, so I kind of just learned how to like tune it out.
So when you woke up to yelling, and you had said you weren't sure what they were actually saying, did you know who was yelling when you heard the yelling?
Yeah, I knew it was my stepdad. Well, at first I kind of didn't, like when you first wake up you're kind of disoriented, and then I remembered that my stepdad was like coming in to take my little brother to school today, so I immediately like knew it was him, and then my uncle I knew was staying, so I knew that was him, and then my mom obviously I knew that was her. Yeah.
And then, so you stepped out of your room and you took the bat with you. Is there a reason why you took the bat with you?
Honestly, I think that was kind of just like first instinct. Like obviously I didn't ever hit him with the bat or anything like that. It was kind of just for like security, I guess, to know that I had it. I didn't do anything with it. In hindsight, I probably just shouldn't have brought it out at all because it caused more trouble. But it was kind of just first instinct, and it was right by my bed. So I kind of just like jumped up and grabbed it.
So I'm trying not to put like words in your mouth and stuff.
You're good.
So was there something in particular that you were concerned about that you would have taken the bat with you?
Only if he had been violent towards like me or my mom.
I'm assuming you're talking about your stepdad?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to take the bat and like do something with it. It was kind of just like, I need something in my hands to like feel safer.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So my kind of second dumb question is, and I don't know that there necessarily is, but I always kind of want to make sure, is there anything that, we didn't talk about or I didn't ask you about or anything that you think is important or anything that I should know? Because it's harder for you because you were there, and so I'm asking questions about something I didn't even see. So I just want to make sure like I didn't miss something or anything that you think I should know about.
That was pretty much it.
Okay. And if you think of something, in 5 minutes and tomorrow or whatever else, we can always talk again. It's totally fine. So I talked to your mom about, we have some victim services people that work here. They're not cops. They're really good at what they do. So I really want your mom to talk to them because I think it would be good that your mom has, and you guys have some, maybe kind of some extra support if you need anything, kind of go moving on. So I'm going to check in with your mom real quick, and if she's good to go, then I'm going to introduce one of them to you guys. That way you guys can talk before I take you guys back. Okay? Sound fair? Okay. Do you have any questions for me at all?
No.
Okay. If you do, let me know, okay? Okay.
Here follows the interview with Alex Cox.
Yep, I think it's over here. Every time I'm here, something changes in this place. Do you need to use the restroom or anything?
I'm good right now.
You do? Okay. I'll have you put your sunglasses here. Just something next time. In fact, I'll have you sit over here.
Sure.
Let me see your hair again real quick.
Yeah.
I'll get some photos of that. It's starting. How does it feel right now?
A little sore, but not bad.
Okay. Any headaches you have at all right now?
No? A little bit.
Just a little bit? Okay. You're not feeling nauseous or anything?
A little, but not bad.
Okay. Do you want me to call paramedics, check you out, or?
No, I think it's more adrenaline than anything.
Gotcha. Do you have any medical issues that might be underlying that?
Yeah, I'm slightly overweight.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, join the club. Other than that, high blood pressure or anything, or? A little medication that
no,
you need to have?
No. Just
Okay.
it was a little high in my last physical, but not.
Oh, okay.
Nothing major. No medication or anything like that.
Groovy. Okay.
Okay, Rob, if you don't mind hanging tight, do you need another water or are you good? Oh, you got one?
I got an extra.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
I'll be right back, Rob.
Yep. All right.
I sit a lot when I type, sitting in the car, driving around.
Yeah.
I want to stand a lot of times, but sometimes it's just too hard to write and stand.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's fine. No, we're right here. I'm all set, Rob.
Okay.
If you're good.
Yep, I'm good. The only thing is what he was using to
Okay.
clean his head. Other than that, this is all his property.
Okay.
I did call a night tech to have that
Photograph you did?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I did not.
If you could have a call one for
Yep,
the
I'll do
interview
that
room
right now.
downstairs. Thank you.
bet. Are we still on top?
I think they were going to clear it, but I had my radio off. All right, Alexander. My name's Nate Moffett. I'm in the Sacramento Police Department.
All right.
I want to walk through what
Yes.
happened today. Let me just write a couple things down. So, are you still living out on
Yeah.
Cherie Street?
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you working right now?
I'm off this week.
Okay. Well, where do you work at? What do you do for them?
On drive a truck. Mostly hauling has waste.
Okay. What's the cell phone number for you? Okay. What about Soch? Okay, I have very little understanding or knowledge of what happened. Patrol kind of, Rob, or the officer that talked to you out there, it kind of turns into the phone game. So, you know what I mean? When they go, yeah, this is what he says, but they're kind of rambling through it real fast. And same with your sister. Your sister's name is Lori or Lauren?
Lori.
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 Okay. So, the big thing that I want to do is just make sure that we have all the details accurate and factual.
Yep.
Because kind of some of the information we got from patrol didn't really match up what Lori told us compared to. So walk me through what happened today.
Well, I stayed the night at my sister's.
Okay.
We were planning to go do something fun day. We hadn't really decided. I was thinking maybe I was going to take her to the range.
Okay.
Or go do something.
Okay.
And I'll take JD to some water park or movies or whatever. So I stayed there last night, and then this morning Charles showed up, and I don't know what started it.
And Charles is your brother-in-law. He and Lori are married.
Yes.
Okay.
So he showed up. He was following her and yelling. And then I got between them. And then Tylee came out with her bat. And I had separated for a minute, and then my sister walked around me there in the living room. And then Charles was following Lori and yelling. And Tylee told him to get back. She took her bat like that and shoved him, and he took the bat away. And I said, "What are you doing?" And I got between them, and then he hit me. And I just went down, and when I got up, he was still yelling. And so I went into the bedroom where I was staying, grabbed my gun, and I came back.
Okay.
And told him to put the gun down, or the bat down. And he came at me and was saying, "What are you gonna do?" Like that, and come to me with the bat. I said, "Put it down." He wouldn't. He came at me, so.
Okay. So when that argument first started between Lori and Charles, where in the house were they?
I don't know.
Okay. Where did you first?
I was in my bedroom.
Okay, so you were in your bedroom, and you heard the argument.
When they came right towards me.
Okay, so they were coming down the hallway towards the bedroom?
Yes.
Okay, so you hear the argument, you step out, what's the first thing that you see?
Charles chasing after Lori and yelling.
Okay. Had Tylee already gotten the bat?
No.
Did he already have the bat? Okay.
No.
So Charles is coming towards Lori,
He's
they're coming your
towards
way.
Lori, and I shoved him back.
Okay.
And I said, "What are you doing?" Because he's coming at her aggressively.
Okay.
He's a big dude, so he's not gonna hurt my sister.
Okay. So he's coming at her.
Yeah.
And you shoved him back.
Yeah.
What happened right after that? And that's I'm sorry to interrupt you.
He got back up and he comes right to me, doesn't look at me, and continues to yell at Lori.
Okay.
So he's maybe this far away.
Are you in the hallway of the house, or where are you?
Right close to the doorway of that bedroom.
Of the bedroom you were staying?
Yes.
Okay. So you're right near the bedroom?
Yes.
Okay.
So then, I don't remember why, he backed up, and then my sister came around behind me, and they ended up in the living room, and then while they're on the way to the living room, Tylee comes out of her bedroom, which is adjacent to the one I was staying in.
Okay.
With her bat.
Okay.
Yelling at Charles. Actually, she was behind Charles at first, and then she cut around in front of him in the living room.
Okay. So he then went back towards the living room?
Yes,
after you shoved him. Did he fall to the ground when you shoved him?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so he falls to the ground, he gets back up. You're blocking between him and Lori.
Yes.
And he basically is talking past you, still yelling at Lori.
Yes, exactly.
What's he saying?
I don't remember.
Okay. So as you're standing there between them, what happened right after that? Is that when Tylee came out with her bat?
No, he backed up.
Okay.
He yelled something, and then he backed up, and then Lori went by me and around me in the hallway.
Mhm.
So he backed up. I had cleared the doorway. So then she came around, and then Charles was behind her, pursuing her again aggressively.
Okay.
Tylee came out, yelled at him with the bat.
Okay. And are you guys in the living room then, or still in the hallway?
It starts in the hallway and then goes to the living room.
Okay.
So Tylee gets around him in the living room. He stops. Tylee goes around to the front of him, tells him to back off.
What I find it easiest to do in situations like this is to just kind of draw like a rough floor plan.
Sure. So we'll make this the living room. All right, and then this is the hallway,
Okay.
and then this is the kitchen. So Tylee's bedroom is here, my bedroom is here, and then the living room is here.
Okay. We just put living room on there, so I know. And then you said that's kitchen,
Yeah.
and then
So the doorway's here.
okay. Is this area of the house where all of this incident was focused
Yes.
at? Okay.
Yep. And then there's another bedroom here. This is JJ's bedroom.
Okay. So do you first get involved when they're down by your room?
They come all the way into she comes into the room and he comes right here and I stopped him right here.
Okay, so she came into your room.
Yeah.
Okay. So she comes into your room, he's coming at her
Yeah.
aggressively, and
Yeah.
that's when you pushed him.
Yep.
So you push him down,
Yep.
and then he gets back up,
Yep. And then
and,
he yells, and then he backs up,
okay,
and then Lori goes around and goes around him, and they're still going at it,
okay,
right? And then Tylee comes out when she hears what's going on. She has her bat.
okay. Is it a metal bat?
Yeah, it's a
Plastic
little
bat?
aluminum bat.
Okay,
So she comes at him, because she's tiny, so that's like her thing. You know, she doesn't have anything, but she wants to help defend her mom.
okay.
So she comes at him, and then when
And they've already moved back
Right,
towards the living
so they're
room.
going this way.
Okay,
So Lori's here, Tylee's here, Charles is here, I'm here, Tylee goes at him with the bat, then he takes the bat away from her, and I step towards him and he turned around and cracked me.
is that foot injury
Yes.
that's caused on your head? Okay,
Well, there was some shoving first and I got spun around
okay,
and then popped. So I go back here, grab my gun, I come back out, he's still yelling and threatening me,
okay,
and then, so I was standing here and he was there.
okay. So you're standing right there, he's right here.
He's there.
And you said, what happened when you came out with the gun?
I said, put that bat down. He's like, what are you going to do? So you're going to threaten me? I was like, no, I'm just going to defend myself. So you put that bat down. And he goes, what are you going to do it like that? And he came at me.
Okay,
And he'd already hit me in the head.
okay. So he came at you at the bat. What
Yes.
was he doing with the bat when he came at you?
It was in his right hand like this.
Okay, so he's holding it low and he's coming at
Yeah.
you? Okay. So you gave him, how many times would you say you told him to, like, put the bat down?
Once?
Once? Okay. And then he started advancing towards you?
Yes.
How many shots did you fire?
I don't know. A couple.
Okay. Were Tylee and your sister,
I didn't see him, so I don't know where
Okay.
they were.
where's JJ at during all this?
He's already out in the car.
Okay, so he's sitting out in the
Yeah,
car.
I think.
Okay. But you, as far as you think or understand, you're not sure where they were.
Correct.
He's in the corner of the living
Yeah,
room.
they were no longer in the room
Okay,
when I come back out.
okay. So they're out of the room, so
Yeah.
it's just you and him.
Yes.
And he basically comes at you with the bat.
Yeah.
You tell him to put it down.
Yeah.
He's threatening, like,
Yeah.
what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
And what'd you tell him?
I didn't say anything. He's coming at me, and I'm holding the gun.
Okay.
If you're going to attack someone with a gun, you got to be ready for the repercussions.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure, because
Yeah.
he basically, you had said earlier that he had the bat.
Yeah.
And he asked, like, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
And you had already told him to put the bat
Yeah.
down, and then he just came at you,
Yeah.
and you shot him.
Yep.
Okay. And you're thinking a couple times?
It was more than one shot.
Okay. So more than one shot. What kind of gun was it?
45.
Okay. What make?
It's a Springfield XDM.
Okay. So it's an XDM 45.
Yeah.
What type of ammo were you carrying in it? Do you know?
Just standard.
Like
target
full
load.
metal jacket?
Yeah.
Target shooting. Okay.
Yeah.
So you fire a couple times.
Yeah.
You don't know where they're at.
They're gone.
They're gone. What happened right after that?
Right after that, I went to the kitchen and rinsed my hands off because I had blood on the back of my head, and then I went back into the room and put the gun down and grabbed my phone, and then went back into the kitchen and called 911.
Okay. And then, did you see your sister and Tylee again? Did they come back in or not?
Not till they drove up.
Okay. Then they drove up here?
Yeah.
Okay.
When they drove up outside.
Gotcha. What's going on with Charles and Lori? I mean, does he live there?
No.
Okay. So where's he living now?
He lives in Houston.
Okay. For work, or are they separated, or?
Separated and for work.
Okay. So both. How long have they been separated?
January.
Okay. So 6 months or so, 6-7 months.
Yeah. He's had some pretty erratic behavior since that split up.
Okay.
He came and threatened me and Tylee at my house I don't remember, in February or March or whatever.
Okay.
And there was a little confrontation out from mostly between Tylee and Charles.
Were the police involved in that one?
No.
Okay.
No. I was just supervising to make sure that he didn't hurt her.
Okay. So, was he working out of state before January? Or?
He always has worked out of state.
Okay, so he always works out of state. What's he do for a living?
He does annuities.
Okay. So, what was he in town for today? Does he come into town often, or?
Occasionally to see JJ.
Okay. Is he JJ and Tylee's dad?
He's JJ's dad. Well, actually, he's Charles's nephew. He's his niece's kid.
JJ is?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was a meth addict, and they adopted JJ.
Okay. So they adopted JJ,
Yeah.
but Tylee is not?
Not his.
Okay.
So he would be a stepdad, I guess.
Okay, so stepdad. When's the last time he's been in town, or when's the last time you've seen him?
Last time I saw him was at my house in February, March.
Okay. Was he here last night? Did you guys have any interactions
No.
last night?
No.
Is there any history of domestic violence between Lori and Charles?
Not physically that I know of.
Okay. So, how old is Charles?
60, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. How old's your sister?
44 or 5.
Okay.
Is it sad that I don't know?
I have to do the math every time, so you don't worry about it.
It's hard enough remembering my own age.
Right. Each birthday, you're like, that didn't happen.
After 45, who cares?
Is there anything else that you could think of that I didn't ask about that I need to know right now?
I can't think of anything.
Okay. Did Lori ever say, like in the last couple of days, that Charles was coming to town?
Yeah, she said he was coming to pick up JJ.
Okay. So you guys were expecting him to show up today?
Yeah.
Okay. So you knew, okay. It wasn't like he just showed up unexpectedly?
No, it wasn't a surprise or anything like that.
But you don't know what they were arguing or fighting about?
His behavior was a surprise, but him showing up was not a surprise.
Okay. Let me just walk you through my understanding of it to make sure that I'm accurate. You were in your room.
Yeah.
Had you even gotten up and like been out of your room this morning?
Yeah, brushed my teeth.
Okay. So you're in your room. You hear.
I'm just on the phone, and then I just hear them coming around the hall quick.
Had you seen Charles before, or like that morning?
No.
Okay. So you hear them arguing.
Yeah.
And
first time I see him is at the doorway.
At your doorway.
And I shoved him back.
So Lori comes into your room.
Yep.
You're in your room.
Yep.
You get up at the doorway and basically get between him and Lori.
Yep.
You push Charles back.
Yep.
He probably fell down to the ground or did fall to the ground.
He stumbled back.
Okay. So he stumbles back. He comes right back up,
Yep.
and he's talking past you,
Yes.
still yelling at Lori.
Yes.
But you don't know what he was yelling at.
I don't remember.
Okay. So at some point in time, Charles backs up. Lori comes out, and they both go around you and towards the living room.
Yes.
Tylee comes out of her room with a bat.
Yeah.
And basically, they've made their way into the living room.
Yes.
So Tylee pokes her dad in the back.
In the front, in the
In the
chest.
front. Okay, so
Or stomach,
she's
yeah.
come around this way.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's come around.
So this is Tylee, and that's Charles.
Okay, so she pokes him in the back,
Yeah.
or in the chest with the bat.
Yeah.
You know how many times about, or
Just once, and then he
once?
grabbed the bat. Took it
So he
away.
grabs the bat, takes it away. You come towards him.
Yeah.
And then what happened right after that?
He shoved me and spun me around,
Okay,
and then cracked me in the back of the head.
cracked you in the back of the head. He
Yeah.
hit you one time.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go back to your room.
I stumbled forward, yeah, and then I went back in there.
Did you fall to the ground when you got hit with the bat?
No, my head bounced.
Okay, so you go back to your room.
Yeah.
Get the gun.
Yeah.
Come back to the living room.
Yeah.
Now, Tylee and Lori are gone.
Yeah.
And
It's just me and Charles in the living room.
okay, and Charles, what's he doing again?
He's got the bat,
Okay,
and he's looking at me, and he's going, "What?" And I told him, I said, "Charles, put that bat down." And he goes, "What are you gonna do about it?"
how are you holding the gun when that happened?
Holding it right
Okay,
at
so
him.
you pointed it at
Yeah.
him. You tell him, Charles, put the gun down,
Yeah.
or put the bat down.
Mm-hmm.
And what did he say?
He's like, "What are you gonna do about it?"
Okay,
And then comes at me.
okay. And then you fire a couple times.
Yeah.
But you're not sure how many. You know it was more than one.
I'm pretty sure it was two.
Two? Okay, 2 shots. Where were you aiming on his body?
Just center.
Okay, so you're pretty sure 2 shots center mass.
Yeah.
He falls to the ground. You don't see Lori or Tylee anymore.
Correct.
You go to the kitchen, grab a rag for your head,
Yeah. Toss some paper towels and wash my hands off.
and then go back to your room, put the gun down,
Yeah.
grab your phone,
Yeah.
come back to the kitchen and call in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they walked me through. I tried to do CPR.
Okay. Anything else that you can think of that I need to know, or that's important to this?
That's all there is.
Okay. Trying to think if there's anything else that I need to know. I'm going to get a tech out here to take some photographs of you if you're okay with that.
That's fine.
So if you want to hang tight for me, you need the restroom or anything?
I'm good.
Okay. All right, hang tight for me. I'll be right back. I'm going to go have somebody take some photographs of your head.
Yeah.
Put this back in there. All right, I'll be right back.
Thanks.
Just waiting on one of our evidence techs. I just want to make sure you didn't need anything.
I'm good. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Hang tight. Want another bottle of water?
No, I'm all right.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Can you rest
I'll take it back.
Thanks.
Before we go, can I take a real quick look at your hands there?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, you got a little bit of cut there?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. No worries. Actually, you know what? Can we just hold off just a moment because I want to get someone to get a picture of
Sure.
this on your hand.
Yeah.
I'll try to expedite that just
Yeah.
quick enough, and if not, I'll try to go grab a camera. Are you okay holding for a few minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm just here to take some photographs
Sure.
of you. I've got to do some swabs of your hands
Yeah.
too, and then of your injuries. Would you spell your last name for me?
COX.
And what's your first name?
Alexander.
And what's your birthday?
Well, I'll say that's about the easiest last name to spell in a long time.
Right.
Oh.
Spelling.
And while she's getting stuff there, I'll just ask you some questions about it. So I see you got this
Yeah.
on your, is that from today?
Yeah.
Okay. And you got
Yeah.
something on the back of your head. Do you have any other injuries? You feel any bruising anywhere else?
I don't feel anything.
Okay. And we'll take a look at his back.
Yeah, well,
Might have you take your shirt off
Sure.
and take a quick look and see if you get any marks or injuries back there.
Sure.
so I know you're hit in your head. Are you okay to stand up?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to have you stand up just right against this wall right here.
All right.
And then I can drain my bladder after this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
And
so
then we'll get
go face me
conversion.
first.
What's that?
So
Face
turn and
us.
face me first.
Oh.
Basically, I'm going to do a set of overall photographs,
Sure.
and then we'll do your injuries one by
Okay.
one, okay? And then I'll swab your hands, and it won't take that long. Just look right at me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, were you, these are clothes you were wearing at the time of everything? Okay.
right at me. Okay, turn and face that way with your whole body.
There we go.
Face the wall so your back's to me. Turn to your right. Okay, face me again. All right, and then if you
You know
put,
what's sad when you're posing for photographs and you don't have a good side?
put your hands like this. Okay, lower them just a little bit so you're tilted down more.
Okay.
So you're like this, tilt.
Oh, hands
okay.
tilted.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can stand up
All
straight.
right.
There you go.
Turns out we can move the camera around.
Okay, and then palms up. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to swirl your hands right now,
Sure.
just so that
Yeah.
I'm not manipulating so much.
And then, yeah, as soon as she's all done here, I'll get you into, next we'll take some pictures of each of your injuries. We'll check your back out, and I'll let you go use the restroom, and I'll get you a new water. Or do you want soda or anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Water would be good after, but
Okay.
not before.
Face mask, do you?
What's that?
Do you have a face mask?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I am a full service shop.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's either PPE or she's chains.
Maybe I'm feeling sick. I don't want anybody to get sick.
Knowing her, I'm going to go with sick.
You never know. We all have a little piece of everything in us, right?
No, around here we come in contact with so many different people, and then everyone's got kids.
Yes.
And then you next thing you know, one person's sick, and it could be the middle of the summer when there's nothing going around, and within a week, everyone's sick.
Yeah.
This is more just so I don't have my DNA on your
Very good.
swabs. I just don't need to have that mixed in there.
I miss the old days when I wasn't in the office. I was out in the field. Then I knew that I only had to deal with the people I was coming in contact with, not all this going on.
Yeah.
Is that your house down there?
No, I live in San Time Valley.
Oh, okay.
No, it's my sister's house.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's a pretty nice neighborhood. I've never been in that neighborhood ever before.
It's a maze, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I had to sit forever to try to get a code to get inside.
I took Google Maps and I'm like, you're still not taking me where I need to go.
Everything south of Queen Creek is like that down there. When they built all those neighborhoods in the early 2000s, it was more aesthetically pleasing if it was circular and the roads didn't go straight.
Meandered
lines.
and nobody could get in or out.
Yeah.
Without a Sherpa.
I grew up in the North Valley where everything's straight lines, but not down there. You can put that on.
Okay.
Done with that one. Relax it.
Okay, do it like this. This way.
How far out in Santan are you?
Combs and Ironwood.
Okay. Yeah.
They finally finished Combs and Riggs. It connects.
Oh, wow, about time.
15 years too late.
Yeah, yeah.
They shut down Rittenhouse for a month to do that exchange of Combs and Rittenhouse.
Uh-huh.
You know, where it's a stupid
Yeah.
one lane left turn thing.
Yeah, if you want to go up to the pork shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they shut that down for a month to do this redo on this road.
Of course, the one area where most of the tourist traffic for over in there is the worst traffic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we shut that down. And
Federal Drake, Adam Young Robert, 7765.
that's Pinal County, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that would explain it.
going to do a swab of the inside of your cheek. It's just to get your own DNA
Sure.
that way. Okay, so you'll just open your mouth. I'm going to take the swabs, rub it on the inside on both sides.
Sure.
Okay. Good. Okay. All right, and then you finish with your photographs then.
Sure.
So the inside of this hand, there's no injury, right? That's
Right.
just dried blood?
Yeah, that's Charles's.
So that's new, okay. So if you can just put your arm like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what that one's from?
This?
This one?
When we scuffled.
Okay.
I'm assuming.
Okay, just put it back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this way. Is that just an old scar?
Yeah.
Right there? Okay.
You hold that?
I got it.
Okay.
Isn't that his desk? Go back to the office, you said?
Okay, and no injuries on the top of your hands at all, right?
Nope.
Okay. Nothing else hurts on your arms?
Nope.
So the only other thing is the back of your
Yeah.
head? Okay. Does it hurt only on this side or on this side too?
No, just on the,
Just
just
where
right
that
there.
actual
Yeah.
cut is? Okay.
Yeah, it's just pimples and I got those ugly red moles.
Okay. I just wanted
Looks
to
like
make
it's
sure
a
that
little-
wasn't another mark.
I don't know, I can't see the back of my head, so I'm sure it's not pretty.
No, actually, your haircut's pretty decent.
Except that.
Voice up, you still take it. Except for the lump there. Man, that was fancy.
Just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Helps when someone's taller, you try to get more level to where they're at.
Yeah.
Not everybody uses this.
I've never seen it used before.
I do it all the time.
No, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Step stool?
No.
Oh.
I have a viewer on my camera, so I can
Oh, nice.
hold the camera.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just saying, I've never seen this.
I've got the adjustable LCD on my Sony.
Okay.
They're really nice.
Yeah, it makes you be able to see different angles without having to.
Yeah, you can shoot crazy angles and still see what you're doing. You don't have to have your eye behind the camera. It's really nice.
Alright.
All right, I'm gonna have you sit just so I can do a couple more.
Okay.
That one is the other one's maybe I'll shake it a little bit because it's heavy to hold this.
Especially when you're holding up at an angle like that.
You'll be excited when they switch to the new mirrorless. Those things are light.
My wife has one of those.
I love that thing. I just got one 6 months ago.
You said the Sony?
Yeah, the A7 III.
I think she has the A6 something.
What? That's 600?
Yeah, I think that's it.
6,000. I think
It's more than. So she doesn't let me use it.
Let me get your shirt too.
Sure.
I just know what it costs.
Yeah. I own this one at home, and this is an expensive camera.
We even also use it commercially too.
A little bit.
What's that one?
This one is the 700, or
Nikon.
750.
Oh, the D750. Oh, those are really nice.
So it's full frame.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really nice.
Yeah, it's 32 meg. That's good resolution.
So have you seen
Yeah.
that? I think we want to check under your shirt.
Yeah,
Make
sure.
there's
Can I
no-
take my shirt off?
Sure.
Yeah. Let's see. Spin
Normally a
around.
little red right here.
Yeah.
Okay, just normal. Okay.
And, just take a photo.
Just want to show. I'm just
Yeah.
going to take
Sure.
a photo that there's nothing there.
Yeah.
No, I don't see any.
Okay, and then face me.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, if you later on
Yeah.
realize or feel you got a bruise
Sure.
forming, it may not be visible now. Let us know,
Yeah.
and we'll get a photograph of it.
Okay.
Okay. So like I said, your neck's pretty red, but that's normal, right?
What's up?
I just want to make sure. So you're pretty
Yeah,
red
that's
there.
more from driving and the sun's always
It's
on my
just the
neck.
sun,
Yeah.
okay.
You can't
Just
ever
wanna
get
make
enough
sure.
shade
No.
driving the truck.
All right. So
That's
that's
it?
all I need. Ready?
Come on, let's go.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
And after you, I'll go get you some more water. And
Thank you.
after you.
All right, sorry about
That's
sorry
all right.
about that. Thanks for your patience.
No worries.
All right,
It's
so
fun staring at nothing.
just want to kind of go back through a couple things
Yes.
real quick.
Yep.
Your sister had mentioned something kind of historically. I guess she said she just recently moved back. She went to Houston or somewhere,
Yeah.
and then recently moved back
Yeah.
about 3 weeks ago. She was saying something about Charles texting your other brother. Is it Andy?
Adam?
Adam? Do you know anything about that? Okay.
No.
So I'll kind of walk through an order.
Sure.
When the
Yeah.
argument initially came your way, you said you were on the phone?
No.
Okay, you were just in the room?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you said you were on the phone.
No.
So you weren't on the phone with anybody?
No. My
You
phone
were-
was in that room.
Okay, your phone was in the room, so were you?
Yeah.
And then they came your way?
Yeah.
And then you're not sure where Lori and Tylee were when you came
When I
back
came
with
back
the
out,
gun.
that's correct.
Okay. Where was your gun at in the room?
It was in my bag in a case at the foot of the bed. So the
Okay.
bed was here, and then the gun was here in a case.
Okay. Inside like a duffel bag or something?
Yeah, it was like a zip, a little orange bag.
Okay.
And then my case was in there.
Okay. Is it the hard plastic?
Yeah, the hard
case?
plastic with the foam and the extra clips and everything.
Okay. Is there a reason you spent the night there last night?
No, not really.
Okay.
Just hang out. We were going to hang out today.
Okay. Did your sister ever tell you she was concerned for her safety or well-being for Charles coming there?
No.
Okay.
But watching him interact with her, I was.
Okay. So, do you normally carry a gun with you?
Yeah.
Okay. But you didn't have it on your person during this?
No.
Okay. When we talked about Tylee basically having the bat, Charles taking the bat
Yeah.
away from Tylee, you said there was a struggle after that.
Yeah.
What happened?
I grabbed
to
her
the
from
best-
behind,
Okay.
and then we went to the ground. And then we separated, and he hit me, and then that's when I left.
Okay. So you grabbed him from behind,
Yeah.
and how come you grabbed him from behind?
Because he was in front of me, and he was going after Tylee with the bat.
What was he doing with the bat?
He just grabbed it from her, and then I jumped in. I don't know what he was
Okay.
doing with it.
So he was going after Tylee with
Yes,
the bat,
yes.
and you grabbed him from behind,
Yes.
around the neck, or
Or over the shoulder like this.
okay. You grabbed him from behind.
Yeah.
You pulled him back, and you guys
I
both
pulled him
went
back,
to
we
the
both
ground.
went to the ground, yeah.
Okay. Did you see him swing the bat at you?
No.
Okay. So you pulled him to the ground. You got back up.
I got back up, he hit me in the back of the head. I don't know if it was with the bat or not. I assumed it was.
Okay.
Because he had it.
Okay. So he hit you at the back of the head.
Yeah.
And you go to the room.
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't know where Lori or Tylee are when you go back to the room.
Correct.
Okay. You come back from the room.
Yeah.
And you basically get you initial or marked kind of here on this corner.
Yeah.
That you're basically at the corner of the living room.
Roughly, well, this is a hallway here, so there's like a wall here that divides the kitchen.
Okay.
So I'm somewhere in this area.
Okay. And he's in the living room.
Yes.
And He still has the bat?
Yes.
Is he now focused at you, or
Yes.
is he focused at Lori?
He's focused at me, and he's
Okay.
yelling at me, and he moves towards me.
What was he saying to you? Do you remember?
Not really.
Okay.
I just remember yelling.
Okay.
And then I was watching more body language, and when someone aggressively comes at you,
Okay. Are you, do
Reactions to
you have your
the-
CCW?
Yeah.
Okay, so so he's basically coming at you and he's yelling, you're watching his body language.
Yeah.
And you said you told him, and I didn't, when we're talking,
Yeah.
I'm trying to not take notes and listen to what you're saying.
I'm trying to calm the situation.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop your bat, and he's fuck you and whatever
Okay.
coming at me. And
Did you ever tell him to leave, or did you just say drop the bat, or?
first I just said drop the bat.
Okay. And then did you say anything else after that?
I didn't have time.
Okay. So he came after you with the bat, and he's
Yep.
kind of holding it in his
Yeah,
hand.
I got in his right hand.
Okay. You fire a couple times.
Yep.
And then you go to the kitchen,
Correct.
and then back to the bedroom.
Yes.
Okay. When you went back to the bedroom, you washed your hands.
No, I washed my
Or I'm
hands in
sorry,
the
wash
kitchen.
your hands in the kitchen.
Yep.
You put your gun back in your room.
Yep.
Where'd you set it at?
Just on the floor.
Okay, so you set it on the floor. Get your phone.
Yep.
Call 911.
Yep.
And then, when did you realize Lori had gone? Did you call her?
No.
Okay. So, you called 911. Did you do CPR on him?
I did.
Okay.
I tried.
Okay. But you weren't on the. I must have mistaken you. I thought you said you were on the phone when.
Oh yeah, no.
Did you hear them arguing about his phone?
I don't. All I heard was her say, "Don't touch me," and then him
Okay.
coming right after her.
Okay. You said that a couple months ago, Tylee was at your house,
Mhm.
and he came over. What
Yeah.
happened? Tell me a little bit more about that.
He was going insane trying to locate Lori because Lori wasn't talking to him.
Okay.
They had split up. So he was bugging everybody in the family, blowing up their emails, phones, just sending text messages, just anything he could do to try and get somebody to tell Lori to contact him. So he was just spazzing out. So Tylee and I were pulling up to my house, and he followed us, and then he sped up and blocked my driveway. And he got out and ran up to me real aggressively, like he was going to do something, and he just stopped and talked. And then Tylee got out and yelled at him. And then that lasted, I don't know, 15 minutes in the front.
Okay.
A lot of screaming at Tylee at Charles, and Charles trying to leave and her not letting him because she wanted to get everything out that was bothering her.
Okay. So he didn't go after Tylee at that time.
Physically, he did not do
Okay.
anything.
Have you spent a lot of time around Charles?
Yeah,
Is he hot-headed?
not normally.
Okay. So have you ever, besides the argument between him and Tylee, have you ever
Yeah.
seen him like you saw him today?
No,
Okay.
no.
How would you describe him today?
Very aggressive,
Okay.
physically aggressive, going after Tylee, going after Lori, going after me.
Okay.
I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen him behave like that, and I was shocked.
Okay. How long have they been together?
15 years, maybe?
Okay.
Oh, a good while.
And did they live here before?
Yeah, they lived here a couple times.
Okay.
They lived here. They lived in Austin. Then they moved. Then they moved to Chandler. Then they moved to Hawaii. And they moved back here. And then I think they split up. And then she went to live in Houston for 2 months, and that wasn't working out. So then she came back here and got a place.
Okay.
And then he had just come back out here.
And he got a place, or she came back out here and got a place. How long ago was that?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Within 2 months.
Okay. So the last couple months. But she never said anything about having you come over because she didn't feel safe with him or because he was showing up or anything like that? Okay. Is it normal for you?
She had expressed that he had threatened her in some email and text messages,
Okay.
saying he was going to stop her or destroy her or something to that effect.
And when did she tell you that?
Well, I don't know, a couple weeks ago when she got the text.
Okay, so that was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
we talked about it, but it wasn't anything.
Gotcha.
On
So
the top of my head.
you weren't under the impression that she had you there to make
No.
sure that he was,
No.
didn't
He
cause an
wasn't.
issue or anything like that.
Mm-mm.
And you had the gun, so you didn't bring a gun for that purpose.
I always carry it.
Okay.
I had my other gun in the truck, and my niece just gave me a gun. And I thought we'd maybe go to the shooting range, and because my niece gave me a 380.
Okay.
She didn't want it anymore.
Gotcha.
So I was going to take it for my sister because she's got tiny hands. I was going to let her shoot it.
Okay. Just recreational for
Yeah.
sport, not because
Always,
you felt she needed
always
it
target.
for
No, targets.
self-protection or anything.
No, I never considered Charles to be violent or a threat before today.
Okay. And when you grabbed him, when he was going after Tylee and your sister, you grabbed him around the shoulder, you yank him to the ground, but you never saw him swing the bat at you at that time.
Correct.
Okay. When you got up,
Yeah.
what happened right after you got up?
Well, we went to the ground and separated, and then I was getting up like this, and just my head bounced.
Okay. So as you were getting
Yeah.
up is when you felt the strike to the hip. And then you got up, what did you do? Did you go?
I just went straight to the room.
Okay.
Because I said, hey, this needs to calm down.
Okay.
And that's what I was hoping would happen.
So when you got back with the gun, you were assuming that he was gonna.
I thought he would back down at that point.
Okay. And he didn't.
He did not.
Okay. Anything else you could think of that I need to know that we haven't talked about?
I can't think of anything.
Okay. You don't need any medical attention for your head?
I'd like to get that cut cleaned up.
Okay. I think we're almost done.
Yeah.
So if we're almost done, we'll probably get you and Lori and Tylee back to the house. You won't be able to go in.
Yeah.
Because we're working on this
Sure.
as a scene.
Absolutely.
How did the injury on your arm happen?
I'm guessing somewhere in the tussle.
Okay. Were there any strikes thrown besides you getting hit in the back of the head?
No, just me shoving him.
Okay. And that was initial in the bedroom.
That was exactly.
Okay.
That's when I got involved.
Okay. And then the only other time we got physical with anybody is when he was going after Lori and Tylee, and you grabbed him around the neck.
Correct.
Dragged him back, and you
Yes.
both fell to the ground.
That's correct.
Okay. No, we're just running a criminal history to make sure that you're not a prohibited possessor. So there's no felony convictions. No,
Correct. There was a confessed felony, aggravated assault,
Okay.
in Austin, Texas, in 2007. I think.
Have your rights been restored? Or are you
Oh,
legally
yeah.
able to?
Yeah,
okay. So your
yeah.
rights are restored. You're
All done.
able to possess a
I was
firearm.
never convicted.
Oh, okay.
Pled guilty, but they had deferred adjudication in Texas, so I completed probation, and then
Gotcha.
that was that.
Okay, so it's an open-ended thing, so it's
Yes.
a misdemeanor now.
Well, whatever. It's just on there as a whatever. I don't know what the technical record is.
Okay.
I know I went to court, and she said all your rights are restored, and gave me the paper, and I'll find it
Gotcha.
after 4 years.
All right. Hang tight. I'm going to go see if they're done with Lori. We'll get you guys all together so we can get you out of here. And just make sure that the people that are monitoring don't have any other questions that I need to ask.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks. I appreciate your patience, man.
No problem.
You go by Alex or Alex?
Yeah, Alex.
Alex? All right. We're just going to walk over and we'll go where your sister is.
Sure.
Here's that. Oh, is that what you were wearing when all
Yeah,
this went
yeah.
down? Okay.
Yeah.
Just make sure. There you go.
Alex Cox passed away in late 2019 from natural causes and was never charged. In December 2023, Lori Vallow was charged with slaying and first-degree premeditated slaying in connection to the demise of Charles Vallow. Her trial is scheduled to begin on February 24th, 2025. But that is not all. Currently, she is serving a life sentence for other slayings. This case will be uploaded next.